My sister-in-law got pregnant and I'm furious. She gets everything she wants while I've been infertile for years. Am I the a-hole? My 26 male husband and I, 26 female, were trying to get pregnant for the last 2.5 years. Last 2.5 years, James. That means they're boning daily.
Kind of a long time.
They're coming in each other's nooks and crannies.
Oh my God.
So for 2 years, we went through the heartbreak of not being able to conceive. Every time I missed my period, there was excitement, followed by overwhelming sadness when the pregnancy test came back negative. After a 1.5 years of trying, like bunnies, we both went to get tested. Turned out we both have infertility issues. So we found out shortly before my birthday. The news confirmed our decision to adopt, which, I turn apples into children, turn lemons into children. I don't know why I talk about apples. We broke the news to our family about our infertility issue and our decision to adopt during my birthday dinner. There were many questions for us, and we answered them all. And many times we were told by our family that we might get a miracle baby right after we adopt. From there, we started our adoption journey. It took a while, but it finally happened. We met with an expectant mother, and after the meeting, we chose to adopt her child. We were over the moon excited. That came from the depths of my bosom. We were over the moon excited. My husband and I were finally going to be parents. We had an impromptu meeting with the family and told them about the news right away. My husband's family was not as excited as I thought they would be.
Why? Because isn't he shooting blank?
Yeah, he's shooting blank. So
this should be
this is the only option. I thought they would be a little bit happier for us. 2 days later, we had a family dinner at my in-laws' house. We answered more questions they had. The baby is due in less than a month. As we were talking about the upcoming baby, my brother-in-law, 28 male, and his wife, 28 female, announced that they had news. They told everyone there that my sister-in-law took a pregnancy test last night and it came positive. My husband's family was overjoyed and my mother-in-law started crying and hugging them.
Oh my God.
So completely two different reactions. My brother-in-law and his wife turned to me and asked if I was happy for them. I told them yes, and they told me I didn't look excited for them. It's very easy to see emotions on my face, and I bet I didn't look ecstatic. I am happy for them. I'm glad our children will be close in age, but to be honest, I was a little upset about it. They have been trying for the last 3 months and ensured we all knew about it. My brother-in-law bragged about how often they were trying, and my sister-in-law talked about how she didn't know it was so difficult to get pregnant. This all happened after we told them about our infertility issues and the difficult time that we went through. It was also hurt that my husband's family reacted more strongly to their news than ours, and we struggled to start a family for the last 2.5 years. We got some congratulations from them and a couple of hugs. For my brother-in-law and wife, people jumped to their feet, hugged, and cried.
Oh my God.
At the time, I was still processing my emotions and my face showed it all. They told me I was being an asshole for not being happy for them. So was I the asshole for not being overly excited about my sister-in-law getting pregnant? What do you think, James? I want to know what everyone else thinks. Also, if this has ever happened to you, like where you're like, either you adopted or you weren't getting the same reaction from your family that you expected, put your answers in the comments while James is droning on about his inner thoughts and feelings.
I feel like time and place, this was done at the same or near the same time when they announced that their baby was due in a month. Right. Yeah. They're not intentionally rubbing it in their face that they can have a biological child, but I don't know.
Good news can compound on good news with baby announcements.
You're right.
And you know what he's doing right before we started recording? He was surveying this apartment complex for possible mates.
How am I going to have a child if I can't?
Our audience is 80% female, so I don't know if you got many.
You can donate your ovaries to a gay man.
Donate your ovaries to James.
Donate your eggs.
Comments. I'll give you my ovaries, James, in the comments.
We'd probably make a beautiful baby. Think about it.
Think about it. Look at that jawline and hairline and eyes and
Sam,
nose.
Are we gonna do something after this?
Are we gonna kiss?
I didn't show up to my brother's wedding because my best friend comes first.
Yeah. family. Keep your friends.
My best friend got engaged last year, and they are doing an international wedding. So they were very on top of it with securing a wedding date and sending out the save the dates. I received mine a couple of months ago and accepted being a groomsman about a month ago. I'm super stoked to be there for him, and the wedding will also be a vacation for my fiance and I. I love a destination wedding for that reason. My little brother also got engaged last year, and they have been planning a wedding, but not sharing many details with family.
It's a secret. Shh.
My mom, my aunt, and myself told him multiple times that I would be unavailable the weekend of my best friend's wedding. I feel like I know where this is going. The brother just...
Why are you keeping it a secret? What do you... I think it's a sabotage moment.
To not leave any confusion, he was told the exact date multiple times. Well, we all recently got the save the date cards from my little brother.
It's that date.
Yep.
You really gonna make me choose, little bro.
It's the same date as my best friend's wedding. When my mom opened up the card in front of him, her heart dropped and she said, "What about your brother?" To which he replied, "Oh, he will figure it out."
He'll figure it out by not going to your wedding.
Exactly. Turns out he never told his fiance about this date, so she has been planning without knowing this. Now he is claiming that he forgot about multiple people telling him multiple times and is pushing the line that since he is family, I should bail on the other wedding and go to his. I tried to look into even making both work because I genuinely want to be at my brother's wedding. I'm not going out of spite or because I have a random trip, concert tickets, or it's someone's wedding I'm just going to. This is my best friend's wedding that I've known for over 25 years.
25 years, that's a while.
When I told my brother I couldn't make it, he gave me the line of, "But I'm your brother." I don't care. My brother does that to me all the time.
But I'm your brother.
Yeah.
I love how this is already like
this is really connected to my which really sucked to hear. If I could be at both, I would be. And I'm sure he is sad, but I just can't be there. This has caused more drama in the family than I want. His future father-in-law called my mom and said that I should skip my friend's wedding and go to the family wedding because family comes first.
Oh.
My mom, myself, and my aunt all disagree. He was told multiple times by multiple people, and whether it's because he messed up by not telling his fiance or that he forgot it, apparently was not important enough for him to have me there. So he picked one of the 2 weekends all year I said I couldn't be at.
It's entirely his fault. Yeah.
The family wants him to change the date of the wedding, and I have told him to just go through with it and have a great wedding and that I'm sorry I can't be there. So, am I the asshole for keeping a commitment to my best friend and not wavering on it because of a family member's disregard?
I want to know what all of you guys think. Put answers in the comments. Like, I think a lot of people might say, no, family over everything. But I think, I don't know, my friendships are very important to me. If I was the best man at Christian's wedding, I'm going to go to that because it's like I committed to it already. If my sister planned on the one day that I said, hey, I can't do it, that's like...
It's messed up.
That's messed up. That's on her. That's on her. That being said, Sophia, I'm going to be at your wedding.
I think the answer here is really clear.
Yeah, not the a-hole, but absolutely I want to hear what you think. And also, how do you choose your best for your wedding? Let us know in the comments.
Your best person.
And also, let us know the qualities of that friend that you picked or my family member. And with that, we'll get into the next story. I'm charging my son rent even though he inherited the house. My wife is furious, but I just love taking his money. Am I the a-hole? My oldest son, 24, is not my wife's biological child and is my child with my late wife. Late wife and I brought a 3-bedroom house when we got married. When I remarried, my current wife moved into this house with me, but I never put her name on the deed. The house was only in my name. My wife and I ended up having several children and needing to move into a bigger house. When we bought our new home, she wanted to sell the old one. I said no, that this house was something my late wife and I purchased with the hope of one day passing it on to our son.
It's really nice.
I would make it a rental property instead. That was one of the biggest fights we ever had. She insisted we compromise, but I refused to do so. I mean, it's his house. When my son graduated from college, I put his name on the deed to the house with mine, which was another fight, but I felt he was the appropriate inheritor to his mother's share. I didn't share any of the rental income with him though, as I was still paying all the taxes and insurance. At this point, the mortgage is paid off. I net over $2,000 a month from this house, which goes into the household budget. My son just got engaged and wants to move into the house after he marries his fiance. He suggested he pay half the rent and eventually buy out my share of the house. I told my son I agreed to his plan of saving up to buy out my share, but instead of paying rent, he should just take over the taxes and insurance.
I think that's a really fair...
That's fair. That's fair. We agreed to this, but my wife is livid and says I am a massive asshole for dramatically decreasing our household income without consulting her. She likened my decision to financial abuse.
I think this new wife needs to go.
She needs to be late too.
She needs to go. What are you suggesting, Sam?
Murder! So I suggested we downsize to a smaller house now that our oldest 2 kids are leaving the nest, and we can rent out the larger one and be in the same situation as before, owning 2 homes and getting rental income from one. She called me a selfish prick and won't speak to me now. So am I the asshole? James, there is an update and we're going to get into it, but what do you think? Is OP the asshole based on what we know so far?
I think OP is not the asshole. Like, they're his homes. He pays for them. Like, what does the wife do? This new wife.
This new wife?
Yeah.
Besides being on time?
I feel like the OP has presented a very good solution of them like downsizing, because they're not going to need more space since they're going to be empty nesters soon. And they can collect the same amount of extra income from the house that they put up for rent when they move out of that one into the smaller place.
It feels like a really good solution, but let's get into the update and see what we learned. So looking at the outside points of view was enlightening. This house is very complicated for me. I bought this house with my first wife, and for a long time, it represented the life not lived, a past that can't be reclaimed. Every room held memories that were a pitfall of emotion. One of the biggest fights I ever had with my current wife was about repainting the toddler's room, which I had last repainted with my late wife. Anyway, I took my son and his fiance to dinner. I talked to them about the house and what it represents. They talked about their plans to start a family there, just like his mom and I did. Oh, that made me emotional. Yo, that's making me emotional. Fuck. I said I wanted to go ahead and put the house in both their names, even though they weren't married yet. I don't know about that.
Red flag.
I've been thinking a lot about his mom lately, and I think that is what she would want. They aren't going to pay me for anything, but they are insisting on paying all fees associated with drawing up a new deed, which is fine. They also don't want me to contribute anything financially to the wedding anymore. I agreed with these things, although I still want to get them a gift. For a long time, that house has been full of strangers, but now my late wife's pictures will be on the walls again, and her family will grow inside.
It's really sweet and special.
I think she will like that. Deep down, I always thought of that house as hers, so this makes me happy. So that's one half of the conversation. Now we're getting to the conversation with the current wife.
Yikes.
Wife number 2. The conversation with my wife was a little more complicated. When I told her about giving them the houses, not having them buy me out, and I was going to do it before the wedding, she was really annoyed. She said it was a dumb decision and that I was taking a huge financial risk on someone not even related to me, my son's fiance, which bitch wife has a point.
She does have a point.
She has a point. She has a point. She asked what I would do if they broke up. We argued for a while, but she eventually said she was done talking about it, but she was very disappointed in me. We've lived in our current house 16 years. It's a massive home that we don't really need anymore, with 1 kid moved out and 2 kids on the verge of moving out. I think we should downsize from a 6-bedroom to a 4-bedroom. How loaded are they?
6-bedroom?
Damn.
Oh my God. And they only have 3 kids?
But I'm going to wait until she isn't mad anymore to suggest this again. With the way the real estate market has gone, we could rent out the individual rooms in this house for close to 3 times what our mortgage payment is and live in a smaller, more manageable property. She may or may not go for this. It depends. Regardless, we are in a fine financial situation. I feel good about my decision. Isn't about the money, which it seems like fine. Like financial risk. I don't know what she's talking about. Like it seems like they're going to be financially fine. I feel good about my decision. It isn't about the money. It's about honoring those who are gone. And I feel like I did that.
And setting up your child for success.
Exactly.
Like, it's still his kid.
Like, yeah. It's like it didn't belong to the bitch wife. Bitch wife has no claim over this house.
Yeah, bitch wife has no claim to this house. I don't know why she thinks she has a say.
No. But I would really be curious what you guys would do in this situation. If your significant other died and you had a house with that significant other, and then you got a new worse wife, and or a new worse significant other, would you share that original house with your worst significant other, or would you give it to your original child with a good wife? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for coming on this episode, James, and thank you for all being here. We love you so much. Mwah. Blowing kisses right to your nose.
I love you
guys. And we'll see you soon.